Hey guys, and welcome back to Sow Love. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and watching. I do hope that you have subscribed already, that you are getting notifications, and I do hope that you like and share this video. So today I wanted to give you a kind of a tour update of some things that are going on in the garden. There are a couple new things I wanted to show you that I'm very excited about, and just kind of wanted to give you a kind of a progress check on some things that I planted. So please do, again, like, share, subscribe, and enjoy this video. So we are in my greenhouse, which y'all know I'm very excited about. I posted a kind of a quick video last week, just giving you an exciting update about this new journey. So I'm excited about getting some things done in the greenhouse this season. So I wanted to show you around. So I'm gonna take the camera and just show you what's going on. So I put some lights here just kind of as markers. You can see those there. And there's another 4 on this side. I actually ordered some battery operated lamps to go out here so that I can, you know, if I want to be out here at nighttime or if it's getting dark, I don't have to rush inside. So these are where I'm keeping any kind of packaging just in case something doesn't go well in the garden. So the strawberry container, you know, different bulbs that I've planted are in that. Y'all know I planted some potatoes, so I'm actually saving a lot of the potato and onion bags so I can store them later on for harvest. And you know, so you can see the shelves that I built. There was some wood left over from some stairs that we had redone and just different projects around the house, but they're doing okay. They're serving their purpose. They're holding all the different garden materials that I need for the moment. And then I have some pots that are here on this shelf, and then in these bags are grow bags that I purchased from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna try out planting some different things in those. And then this is my soil test kit, which y'all know if you watch my blueberry, I'll be doing some different soil tests, especially for the blueberries, just to make sure that they are in the right soil. And this bag hanging over here has some different containers in it, which I may use for seeds. And then down here are some different pots for obviously planting out things and possibly selling and giving away some things. I have some hanging baskets hanging here, which may go out somewhere in the garden. I'm not quite sure. I kind of want to spruce it up a little bit in here, so I might actually have some hanging baskets in the greenhouse. Under here are some winter sowing jugs that I'm going to use actually probably this week. I'll be planting a few more things, some more potatoes, sweet potatoes, tools, and then like a trash bag for when I'm out here. And then I have another table that's here that I use for mixing soil and watering plants and things like that. 2 more tables that I built or put together that will hold plants, which you can see there are some things kind of camping out in here until I can get them out planted. I was at the local market, or the garden mart, this weekend, and actually these some of these I picked up a few weeks ago. They've been in the garage, so I moved them out here just to kind of see how they do, and they're doing okay so far. So these will all be transplanted out into the garden very soon. Under here I have 2 containers that hold like fertilizers and foods and things like that. Very excited about using this space, and really when it warms up I'll be doing like all of my seed sowing out here. But you know, so far I'm loving the space, really getting to use it for, you know, what it's meant to be used for. And it's actually very peaceful out here, so I'm finding myself coming out here and just sitting, listening to the birds chirp, taking a little moment, writing in my journal. So you know, this is going to be a favorite place for me this summer. So now we're out in the garden, and I don't know if you remember my very first tour, but this is what the space is looking like. So I don't know if you can tell what's different. What's different? The trellises. I got some cattle panel trellises up. So funny story. I go to purchase the cattle panels, and the guy's like, "Ma'am, these aren't going to fit in your car." I said, "Well, you got to make it work, sir, because I bought them and I need them, so they got to come home with me." So called up my husband. He came with rope and sheets and blankets. We put them on the top of the car, and we made it home safely with 3 cattle panels. So obviously, there are ways to cut them, and I've heard you can bend them, but I didn't want to disturb the arch, so I got a nice, beautiful shape arch on all 3. So I'm excited to see some things really grow on these this summer. So I did end up taking, there was a trellis here. I ended up taking that out. I'm probably going to put because I have all the extra material that I took out right over there. So I'm probably going to, rewire that to put some more trellis, because I'm going to put some tomatoes and things like that, which I'll need some more gating or wiring for. I have some strawberries hanging back here, and then right under that are 2 berry trees. So there's the aronia berry and the service berry planted there, and you can see a little bit of life coming on that one. This one has some small buds. I don't know if you can see that or not. So they're doing okay so far. I'm keeping an eye on them. Another empty bed here, and then I put some more baskets hanging back here for now. And let's see what else is new. The spinach that I planted is coming up pretty good. I planted some more radishes. Those are doing pretty well also. The lettuce is doing okay. But look, guys, I have some carrots coming up. So I sowed these, or planted these, under a bag, and I put these boards on top of the bag. So it took about 15 days for them to germinate. So you lay the seed, you don't bury them in the soil, you lay the seed, cover them, and then once you start to see them sprouting or coming up, you remove the bag or the board, and you kind of let them go from there. So I have fertilized them, and they're getting taller. So it's good to see them growing and doing well. Over here I have some walking onions that are finally coming up. So you can see those coming up really nicely. I may or may not end up moving those, because this is my first year growing those, but from what I've read about them, you want to kind of give them a little more space. So I may end up moving those later on. Over here I have my peonies planted. Now peonies are one of my favorite flowers. I got some of these for Valentine's Day for my husband, and then some other ones I purchased from Lowe's. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 peony plants that I will 10, 11 peony plants. So what I'll end up doing is planting these. My mom recommended maybe buy 4, and maybe a group of 4, and then obviously some of the remaining numbers in different places in the yard. Do you really get them to show out and bunch up? But look at this beautiful bloom about to happen. And you can see the blooming, the budding on just about all of them. So I'm very excited, about just seeing these bloom. I had a peony that I brought with me from my house, which I think the label fell out, and I lost the plant, but I think I found it, and I want to say it's planted over here on the fence somewhere. So fingers crossed that's where it is, but it's a beautiful pink bloom. Another exciting thing that I have to show you out here in the garden The garlic is coming up and it's looking really, really nice. And then there are some more onions coming up as well. So I planted a bunch of onions throughout the garden. When I get to the other spots, I'll show you those as well. But the onions are coming up. And guys, look what else I have going on here. I'm going to step in my bed. This is my first broccoli I've ever grown. Yes, it's teeny tiny, but give your girl some props, because this is the first time I've actually had a broccoli head come up. So I'm very excited about that. Strawberries, I planted all these stackable pots have strawberries in them. So, you know, hoping to have a really nice strawberry season this season or this summer. And you know, it may or may not be this summer, it might be next summer that they really start to thrive and flourish, but I'm excited about it nonetheless. Here's some more onions coming up. So these are the white onions, looking really good. And guys, these are actually table scraps, so scallions that we use, save the root for them and then popped them in the ground, and you know, they're coming up. So that's pretty exciting. If you haven't done any experimenting like that in your garden, go ahead and give that a shot. I've heard you can do the same thing with celery and well, carrots won't necessarily give you more carrots, but they will give you carrot seed. So, you know, good experiments going on. More winter sowing. So if you look in that container, you can see some beautiful life going on. Some chamomile, which I'll plant out soon. These are rat tail radishes, which are kind of long overdue. I really need to get those in the ground. They're tumbling over. But guys, if you haven't started the winter sowing, please give that a try, because it's so super easy. These are some more brassicas that will be planted out. I thinned these out, and I don't know if you can see that or not. So these, I'm going to give them maybe a couple weeks before I actually plant those out. These are some more onion seeds that I planted, which obviously I need to thin out, but I'll be thinning those out in the next couple weeks or so. All right, so this is another chamomile plant, which I don't remember planting the seed, because these are actually fig cuttings that are not doing well at all. And there's another chamomile seed right there coming up. So, you know, some happy accidents in the garden here as well. I also got this cool little bench from Walmart. So I'm able to actually collapse it down, and you can use it as a kneeling post as well, like, so you can protect your knees, and it has these cool little pockets on the side. You know, but I heard every garden needs a seat for the gardener. So that's my seat. I kind of have used it quite a bit. Here are some, I believe these are chard, baby chard coming up, that I popped in the ground. Actually, I did use the winter sowing method to get those to sprout, and I was able to pop those in the ground. Guys, look at the blueberries. So here are the blueberries, and if you look closely, you can see the buds coming in on them. So y'all know I got 4 different varieties, and if you watch my blueberry video, you know you need at least 2 different varieties of blueberries for cross-pollination, a bigger blueberry harvest. So even if you have like 2 blueberry bushes, you do need 2 different varieties in order to get the bigger blueberries. So keep that on your radar if you're trying to do blueberries like I am. This little guy is going to seed, which I am going to collect these seeds. I believe this is the Mizuna mustard, I want to say. So I'm going to collect those seeds and save those. I'm trying to be a little more self-efficient in terms of just being able to harvest and plant all of my seeds. So back here along the fence, these are my compost bins. So the one in the middle is actually my worm farm. And guys, give me any tips that you have for controlling little flies or the little gnats. I have this little sticky paper out here right now, but it was really windy last night, so it got kind of folded up. But any tips you have? I know that you need, some of that in your worm bin and in your compost pile. That's just a natural part of life. But in terms of controlling it, any tips for that, let me know in the comments. So here is the tumbler, which that's actually doing pretty good. I come out and turn it every now and then. I'll add a little bit of water to it as well. And then over here is my worm bin. So an update on the worms. So all I do, I'll feed them like once a week, and then if you've watched me on any of my other videos, y'all know that I keep a worm cup with me most of the time. So I keep a worm cup with me most of the time, but I don't know if you can see the worms. They are thriving. Look at that. So excited about having worms and actually being able to have my own worm tea and being able to have worm castings. So that's looking really good. And again, you see all the flies. So any tips you have about controlling that? I'm willing to deal with it because, just the importance of having worm castings, of course, is so important. So here are all the potatoes that I planted. I don't see any green life coming up yet, but I did dig through some of the baskets just because I'm curious like that, and they are sprouting, so great sign there. So if you didn't watch my potato planting video, go ahead and give that a peek so you can see how I planted these out. But I do plan on healing these as they grow. That will also help to create a bigger harvest. So these are all potatoes. I have the blackberries planted here, and y'all know these I brought from my old house, and they are starting to bud up a little bit. I know it's still early, so I don't know if you can see that or not, but good sign there. My raspberries are down here. Those are showing some nice signs of life. Here is my grapevine here, which those are budding as well. I don't know if you can see right along here, but there's lots of buds there. So the plan here is to allow them to climb along the fence, and I'll trellis them and kind of do what I need to do to secure them. But that's my experiment this year. In terms of flowers, I planted all the rose bushes that I brought with me. So these are all along the fence. This is going to be so beautiful once they all start blooming. These are starting to bud as well. Guys, spring is coming. I'm so excited about spring. And the mystery peony plant, which I'm hoping is my peony, is planted over here as well. It had some sprouting on it. So once I can confirm that's a peony, I'll probably dig it up and move it with some other peonies. So right here is oak leaf hydrangea, and then I have some daylilies planted on the sides here. So this is going to be like a nice beautiful kind of a wall, hopefully full of color. So just to kind of give you a brief look at what the garden is looking like kind of from afar, and I can't wait to see it covered with green, bushy vines and growth, and be able to harvest from it this summer. So of course, right next to the garden is the greenhouse, and And a surprise, guys, a rabbit hutch. I can't believe I'm about to get rabbits. So me and my brothers had rabbits when we were younger and growing up, but they were indoor rabbits. So this will be my first time having rabbits outside. But somebody actually threw this along with a what is it called? A chicken coop away. So me and my husband actually saw it. We piled it in 2 cars. And this weekend was a beautiful weekend, so I was able to kind of piece things together to revive this into our future rabbit hutch. So I replaced some of the rotted wood, replaced some of the hinges. Me and my son actually helped, my daughter as well. So this is a tour. Replaced some of the wiring. Some of it had holes in it. And you know, so I'm hoping that they'll really like you know, their little hutch here. So has another little door right here. I'm debating on painting it, but I'm not sure yet. But I am looking for rabbits, so I need to make that decision very soon if I am going to paint it. So the rabbit hutch is here. And I'm looking for some very cute, fluffy little bunnies. So if y'all have any tips for keeping rabbits outside, just let me know in the comments below. But we're very excited about our future bunnies. So here on the other side of the yard is the orchard. So I went back to the local garden center this weekend. It was a beautiful weekend to be out and just in the yard. And I picked up 2 more trees. I planted these the same way. If you watched my orchard video, planted these the same way as I did those. So I got a pomegranate tree, which you can see already has some green foliage. I did get to fertilize everything. I fertilized the other plants twice now, which of course I just got these, so I fertilized those last night. I got a goji berry tree, which looks like it's trying to bud. But again, I'm more so focused on all of these right now with just getting the strong root system going. So plan on doing a fertilizer treatment at least once a week, if not twice a week, just to kind of get them started off. So the mulberry tree, which you can see it's budding. So that's looking pretty good. The fig tree last time I planted out didn't have any greenery on it. So this is looking great. Great sign for the fig tree. And then the nectarine tree is budding as well. Has a little spider friend there. But the nectarine tree is looking great. The peach tree is budding and looking great. And update on the plum tree, which has buds as well. It's been really nice here in Georgia. Even today it's getting up to in the 50s, but this weekend it was in the 70s. I think it was almost 80 yesterday. So hopefully those are early signs of spring. But you know, Georgia, if you're in Georgia, there's a 3rd winter coming, so brace yourself. Don't get too excited, right? And this is the plum cot tree, so it has some little buds on it as well. So that is the update. Oh, this was the pear tree, guys. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention what that is, but definitely has some buds. Okay, so that's the update on the garden right now. I hope that you enjoyed walking with me today. It's a little cloudy, but it's a beautiful day nonetheless. It's not raining. Sorry for the garbage truck noises in the background, but what can you do? So again, thank you so much for being here with me. Stay tuned for more updates on the garden. I will be doing some just more updates as I plant seeds, as I transplant things, and of course as things start growing and I start harvesting, there'll be even more videos. So please stay tuned, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.